'Cause it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. After just one day, it's special. would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
What's going on? What's going on? Oh, we are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. Big Shirley getting you with your sexy ass. Come on. In the chat room. Age, city, gender, let's get it. Tell them good lies. Fine no matter what. Yeah, I know you are. Oh man, I'm a real dude. I don't pay nothing. Right. Let's get it.
Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah.
Time to hurt some feelings.
Nothing can stop me.
Let's set it straight. Let's get it right. Godfather, gonna be on your ass tonight. Hey, those are old school raps. Pimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my good life. Yeah, that kind of shit. Make them laugh, make them smile, make them stay up. Yeah, right. Godfather, you crazy. You're so crazy. I don't know, girl. I be liking him. I don't know. It's something about him I be liking. I mean, he ain't all that. I mean, well, kind of is. But I just don't let him know I think that. Bobbity bop. We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. Feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. Godfather's back in the house, and the house is packed. Let's get the lights going on. we're going to get right into this one. It is 11 and some change, because tonight's broadcast is going to be something that I mentioned the other night. And it's going to be a culmination of several conversations that have been had over a long time, and I'm just going to come straight down the pipe with it. I'm coming straight down the pipe with it. I don't care if you like it or dislike it. This is the way it's going to be on this side of the planet, because I want to see in the chat room. I want to see in the chat room one thing and one thing only. I want to know what the term tricking, paying women for adult time. We're going to use clean language over here. Paying women for adult time. What is it called in every other community? Because apparently black men in this particular part of the world seem to have a major problem with paying for sex. The world's oldest profession. It's not called the world's oldest profession for no reason. It's because it's the world's oldest damn profession. Every country, every place on the planet has had a point in time where they had couples and then they had their pleasure houses. Every continent, every civilization. And before we do that, guys, fragrance of the evening, Rosa Dove Bergdorf, actually Rosa Dove Goodman. You want to smell like a grown damn man. Candle of the evening, Tom Ford Rose Prick, because I plan on acting like a dick tonight. That's what we're going to be doing. Rose Prick, because I plan on being a dick. Because there are some folks that I just honestly don't get. I don't get this whole conversation. Last year, this came up again in what was called Stovegate. A guy decides to go out of town, and when he was out with his lady friend, decides to buy her a stove to put in the house that he was staying in for a week or so. A stove that she cooked food on 3 times a day. And black men on YouTube lost their goddamn mind. I don't get this whole conversation. Lost their damn mind. And I'm asking you guys, why? I've already asked the question. What is tricking called in other communities? What's it called? What is tricking called in other communities? Because I've never heard it called anything other than what it is. In other communities. What's it called? What is tricking called in other communities? Because I don't know what the big deal is. Well, I do know what the big deal is. Oh, let me get the sound right too, because the system tends to do what it does. T.I., the rapper T.I. actually made a song. I don't remember the name of the song, but a line in the song was, "It ain't tricking if you got it." I think it was T.I. The bottom line is there are a large amount of men, black men. In this conversation, this is about black men that have a real problem with the concept of paying for a woman's time. And I've heard some of the most, what I consider to be disingenuous arguments. One, I hear the law and order side. Well, currently it's illegal. That don't stop people from drinking and driving. That don't stop a whole variety of other things. So the legality of the matter, if that's the main reason for saying something against it, well, guess what? In Reno, it's legal. Amsterdam is legal. And in New York State, the governor, and I believe in New York City, the mayor, they have actually decriminalized. They have decided to not pursue They have decided not to pursue the ladies of the evening. The only two things they are going to pursue, if anything, is the actual purchasers and the trafficking. But when it's all said and done, they ain't bothering either one of them. Oregon, same thing. And this is about to sweep the country. Why? Well, in the news today, you see what I said to shout out to you OnlyFans girls down there in Miami. I told you. When OnlyFans is done, Subway will be hiring. Hope you got your application. And here's your pen. I got a pen for you. Carry your ass down to Subway and fill out an application because in October, the adult content is a wrap. I said it, and that's what came to pass. So all these new entrepreneurs on OnlyFans, I tried to told you, you didn't want to hurt your godfather. So why is this important? Because there seems to be this notion that, well, it's just for especially in our community. I gotta just be honest. We have a lot of anti-folks over here. Up is down, left is right, good is bad. And all of a sudden when it comes to tricking, it's like, well, it's wrong. Really? This is where you want to draw the line on law and order? Get the fuck out of here. I think the problem with this whole tricking conversation is simply this. This notion, if you got enough game, you can get it off the lip. I'm not against game. Not against game at all. My position is this. Every other group of men understand and have had places where a man can actually decide to go exchange cold hard cash and order what he wants on the menu versus exchanging soft dollars. Before we have this conversation, we need to be on one accord. I don't know what the hell y'all think y'all doing. Yep, anyway. Get my likes up, man. I'm not a hoe. You're gonna pay me. Get my likes up. Over 7,000 is where we need to be. Over 6,000. Come on. Kick it. We'll do part 2. Zap that boat. What y'all think this is, but come on, man. Let's keep up the likes, man. Keep the engagement up over 50%. That's not a hard thing to ask for. All right. Brothels have always existed. It's the world's oldest profession. Fair exchange is no robbery. This whole notion of game, blah, blah, blah. We need to have one accord here. And the conversation I want to have right now is I want to get on one page. The most valuable asset or commodity that anybody has is time. Time. And like it or not, you're paying for it one way or another. You're either paying hardcore cash. I started to go do like a rappers. and pull out a stack of money and stick it up next to your ear, but I ain't crazy. Keep that kind of money in here. You're either paying cash out your wallet. You're either paying cash or you're paying in soft dollars. And here's the thing. Truly high value men know how much their time is worth. If you are a six-figure man, let's say you're a $100,000 earner, that's $50 an hour. Every hour you spend talking to a woman trying to do this or do that is $50. $50 an hour if you're a $100,000 earner. If you're a $200,000 earner, $100. $300,000 earner, $150, and so on and so on. If you're $1 million man, that's $500 an hour. And truly high value men know how much their time is worth to the hour. And it's the one thing you cannot get back. Every other resource you can negotiate, get somewhere. Time. So when I hear guys talking about, man, I need to spend 13 years learning game so I can walk into a place and then spot the kind of woman that I'm interested in and then chat her up and then get it for free. What the French toast are you talking about? You spent all that time learning game and there still is no guarantee you're going to get it. That's one thing. And even if you increase your percentage chances of doing it, great. Well, you just go to the club and such and so forth. I hear a lot of guys talking about stuff, and you can't have had a lot of sex. You can't have had a lot of part. You can't have had a lot of times I'm hearing guys talk about stuff that I'm like, I know what it means. And I know people who've been out here and done this or done that. And I know when I hear a lot of cap, stop the cap. Because going into a club and giving a one-night stand involves liquor, tend to be involved cigarettes, sometimes over-the-counter or street pharmaceuticals. Going back to one person's place or another, after you've been dancing, sweaty, all this other kind of stuff, having sloppy one-night stand relations. You're not getting lust and desire and the best out of a woman. And then she can't even legally consent in the Me Too era. Bob Dylan is being sued for something he did in 1965. 56 years ago. Now, if the charges are true, it's disgusting because of the age of the plaintiff. But I'm sorry. High-valued men worldwide for time immemorial have known the value of paying for it. You know, the number one thing you pay for is discretion. Heidi Fleiss went to jail back in the 80s or 90s to not disclose her black book of clients. So when I hear people talk about, men, real dudes don't pay for it, I'm like, you cannot know any truly powerful people, CEOs, C-level employees, have and have had their mistresses, escorts, entertainment written into their contracts. See, there's a difference between streetwalkers, backpagers, OnlyFanners, and then certified high-end escorts. Those kind of people verify you. We're talking about the kind of women that actually only have a select clientele. They value their health highly. So, select clientele, health conscious, discreet, and they are learned at their craft. Now, maybe some of y'all just like McDonald's hamburgers. Or maybe some of y'all think I'll just go to Western Sizzling or someplace and get a steak. Then there's some people who like American Cut. Some people who like Ruth Chris, if that's your thing. Del Frisco, Mastro's. Some people who are willing to go and order Kobe beef or Wago. And some folks like, man, it's just a cow. Give me that hamburger. So what I want to do is I want to talk to the guys. I want to hear from the guys. What the hell is your problem? Thinking it, especially black men, man, and black men almost feel like it's like a badge of honor that you ain't gonna do what every other man does. I'll just spend a lot of soft dollar cost and a lot of time and indecision. And when I add all those things up, the soft dollar cost, the hard cost along with the soft dollar cost, are you getting what you want to the level you want it? And I guarantee to get the outcomes you could get over here, you're going to pay multiples. You're going to pay multiples more. Let's talk about it. You want your fantasy, you want a threesome? I would love to see the average guy try to go holler at a woman in the real world and pull off a threesome. You're not going to be able to do it, partner. You ain't built like that. You don't have that kind of game. You don't have those kind of balls. You don't have that kind of swag. You don't have that kind of pull. And if you did do it, it would be because the chick could set it up. And she would have to set it up, and you would have to be willing to do what she was able to negotiate with the other woman. And you more than likely would just end up watching two women make out, and they'd have rules for you. But if you actually know what the hell to do and go down to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, you can have both of those two people on some whatever you like stuff. So all your little fantasies that you want to pull off, man, please. I don't understand this. But I hear this from black men all the time. Man, real dudes don't do such and so forth. And I'm like, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be like, I have never talked to somebody who has more, as much or more than the men I know who do or have done this regularly. Meaning, talking from a place of ignorance. Meaning, you don't have the money. You don't have the access. You don't even know what exists. So what you're talking about is something that's cheap, Craigslist, Backpage, some Roach Motel kind of mess. And then you're trying to talk about it as if it's one of the best country clubs in the world. You ain't played golf. You've been at the municipal court. You go to Top Golf. You go to Putt Putt. And you talking about playing Gaillardia. You know, there are places in the world where membership has its privileges. And any place that has a membership list, criteria to get in and out of that you have to buy your way into, that's there for a reason, to keep the riffraff out. So let's talk about it. I actually went on. I've been preached with doing an IG live about this on Saturday, and I heard a bunch of silliness. I did. So I jumped in and I talked to Abba because I'm hearing a bunch of guys who I'm like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Man, the real dude don't do this and do that. Man, you're an average worker. So $400 for an in call, $500, $600 for an out call. That ain't what you're looking at. You're looking at Asian tan for, $20 to $30 for a hand job, $60 full service, a rub and tug. That's what you're thinking about. At best. Or some crackhead talking about, I'll suck your dick for a cheeseburger. No. Let's also factor in something else. He who would be high value, you need to understand something. The higher up you go, the bigger target there is on you. If you go from making $50,000 to $100,000, you better understand something. You've entered into territory. The more money you make, the more. Because guess what?
Winter is coming.
The more hey big heads you gonna have. Hey big head, that's what's going on. And the more money you make, it behooves you to have security around you. NFL, NBA, MLB, Major League Soccer, entertainers, executives, princes, royalty, oligarchs, magnates, politicians. Anybody, any man with something to lose understands the value of paying for discretion. My favorite movie regarding this topic, Pretty Woman. Richard Gere's character. Don't matter what you think about Richard Gere. Don't matter what you think about the suits and stuff they're wearing. I like what he came in and told Julia Roberts' character. He went and found her. Now, she was a streetwalker. But come on, Julia Roberts is a streetwalker. They wrote it that way. Julia Roberts would have been on AshleyMadison.com or Eros or something like that. And here's the funny thing. High-end escorts aren't online for you to go search through them like a Google search. You got to know somebody to get them. They vet you. They vet you. You have to have recommendations. You have to know people to get in with the best. Why is this important? Because Richard Gere told her what? Here's the deal. $3,000 for the weekend. And when she say $3,000, I'm going to treat you so well. At the end of the weekend, you ain't going to want me to leave. He said, $3,000 the weekend, and when it's over, you'll leave. That is what you pay for, gentlemen, for discretion and for them to leave. See, y'all want to go out and get it off the lip, run some game, pump and dump, lie, then think you just going to walk out, think it's going to end like that, huh? Ain't nothing going to happen. All right, maybe that's cool when you on fries at McDonald's. When you get on partner track, mess around and do that. Next thing you know, be on IG Live, a chick talking about exposing me. I was at a club and Rodney ran up on me. And we had a few martinis. He invited me back to his house. Next thing you know, he never talked to me. Man, please. So I want to know, guys, get the likes up. Get the likes up. I don't believe in any of that mess. I understand people who do it. I am friends with people who do it. This is not a dig at any of those folks. So don't be in there talking. Moderators, if you see them talk about any content creators' names, remove the comment. I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just saying that the older you get, the wiser you get, the more money you have, the more stuff you have, the more you have to risk, the more you realize your time is valuable. Guard your reputation at all costs. The cheapest thing you can do is hire a professional. You get what you want, how you want it, and you walk out safe and intact. That's why I laugh when I hear this. Well, it's against the law and this and that. You're not going to get a sting for a $700 an hour escort. And if you know what you're doing, if you've been well schooled, there's a way to keep yourself. See, people who know what's going on don't walk in here. Here's some cash. Let's get to the section. That ain't how that works. Why don't you just say, I'm ignorant to the fact I don't know how it works, but I would rather get what I want, how I want it, and I'd rather spend $350, $400 for an hour with her than to take that $400 and roll the crap tables in the marketplace. And out here in Atlanta, that's a risk. Let me tell you something. There's nothing like being a high value man with a clean dick. Hey, clean dick, clean dick, clean dick. Your value goes up with a clean dick. High value, clean dick, higher value. That's right, clean dick. Remember Pulp Fiction when they opened that damn briefcase? That's right, clean dick. That's right. You know what I mean? Folks out there running around with shit they can't get rid of. Herpes, luggage. They called it luggage in the 70s. One or two. Uh-huh. Ain't nothing no penicillin or whatever get rid of. Ain't none of them little critters. So when you got something that's clean, your blood test is clean, you can walk around and ain't nothing like rolled up on a woman. They're like, how you doing? What you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I'm clean. Here you go. Here's my latest STD panel, latest blood test. There you go. No, no, no. I don't want to shake your hand. Let me see what your, no. Oh, HPV. Clean dick. Membership has its privileges. And the ladies in the chat room are like, he's right. Clean dick is a valuable commodity. That's right. You realize how much H is running around out there right now? And y'all just gonna think you just gonna run up out a club somewhere. Here in Atlanta, it's like a 50-50 shot. Oh, buy cheap shoes and I want to see you walk in them. Try to get some cheap ass and I want to see you live afterwards. Remember Cool Mo D? Go see the doctor. That's an old song in the 80s, Cool Mo D. You won't be able to screw. The only thing you do is say, kick it to go take karate. What was the lyrics to Go See the Doctor? Cool Mo D, Go See the Doctor. That was a funny song in the 80s, and that was back when you just got yourself a little dose. That was some gonorrhea, chlamydia, things like that. A little dose, that's what they call it. You got yourself a dose. Syphilis was pretty much eradicated. Then they came along with the HIV, and that put a stop to a whole lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm about to open the call lines because I want to hear from the guy. Go see the doctor, Cool Mo D. Mm-hmm. I was walking down the street, rocking my beat, clapping my hands, stomping my feet. I saw a little lady so neat and petite. She was so sweet that I wanted to meet. So I asked the little lady, could I take her out? We could wine and dine, and we could talk about the birds and the bees in my waterbed. I could treat you like a Buddha and bow your head. We continued to talk, and before you knew, we were at my house, and it was time to do. As soon as I finished, I lost my poise. I ran outside. I told all my boys, I said, listen up, fellas. Come over here, bust it. They said, did you get it? I said, yeah. They said, how was it? The poontang was dope. And you know that I rocked her, but 3 days later, go see the doctor. Yeah. All that shit. You run out and tell your boys the poontang was dope. 3 days later, go see the doctor. See, clean dick. You ought to walk around. Forget I'm a PhD shirt. I got a clean dick. Clean dick. Double your price right off the bat. I rocked it to the left. I rocked it to the right. Felt so good. Hugged so tight. I said goodnight. 3 days later, I woke up fussing, yelling and cussing. Drip, drip, dripping and puss, puss, pussing. Uh-huh. You know you done woke up and, drip, drip, dripping and puss, puss, pussing. And went to the bathroom and I said, Mama Mia, I'm going to kill that girl the next time I see her. The madder I got, the more I reminisce. Why is the thing burning like this? Well, I remember the first day I saw that girl, I just couldn't wait to rock her world. I said, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? What in the hell have I stuck my dick in? Now I know why ex-boyfriend Dave calls her Miss Microwave. Because she was hotter than the oven. I had to learn the hard way. Stay in the microwave too long, you get burned. But the poontang was dope. You know that I rocked her. 3 days later, go see the doctor. Yeah. I went to the doctor's office and said, what have I got? He said, turn around, boy, and take this shot. I looked at him like it was crazy and I said, what? Ain't nobody sticking nothing in my butt. He turned around and said in a real deep voice, have it your way. It's your choice. I'll put it down if that's what you want me to do. But don't blame me if it turns into a foot extended from the middle of your body. Then the next time you see a cute hottie, you won't be able to screw. The only thing you can do is just kick her. So go take karate. So I turned around to receive my injection. The next time I said, I'll use some protection. If I see another girl and I get an erection, I'm walking in the other direction. Because I don't want to go, because I don't want to do the sick dance. So I'm going to keep my prick inside my pants. If I see another girl, I know I can rock her. Before I push up, I make her go see the doctor. Thank you, Cool Mo D. Clean dick, fellas. Dick discipline. Dropping a dime. Discipline, integrity, morals, ethics. Clean dick. Clean dick takes care of itself. Clean dick says better to pay. If you want to get out and have your wild threesomes and you want to role play and do all, hey man, get a part-time job. Get your little freak on. Do it. Why? I think it's smart. So when y'all running here, all these dudes talking all this shit about, man, ain't no real man, do such and so forth, just look at them and say they just don't know no better. Because men with more and more to lose understand this is a smarter course. There ain't nothing, but I'm open to hearing. I was going to say, really ain't nothing anybody can tell me who don't have as much to lose as men who older and know better. But I'm willing to hear the argument. But what I don't want to hear is some bullshit about it's against the law. I don't want to hear that. Because that's not why you don't do it. Everybody talking about it's against the law. You know you just went down to the corner and bought you a dime bag. Shut up. Let's get it. Let's open the call lines. Open the call line. Oh, go see the doctor. Oh man. So we're gonna play this one we're gonna play this one. Let's do this. This would be a good one for the call line. A better kind of bitter. Some of y'all bitter out here. Man, I just want to use game, man. I ain't gonna pay these bros nothing. I'm gonna hold my $300. Then go put them on some damn Jordans. If you don't shut up. Oh man, you just a trick, man. You old, man. That ain't what we young guys. We know how to do it. Y'all old suckers do. Right, broke ass. Shut up. Save all your fake little disses, and your chest
Recording in progress.
And all that stupid shit. Save it all. Man, real players, man. Real players do something else, man. It's playeristic to do it differently, man. See, it's the punani is better if you can talk her into it. The punani ain't as wet, and you don't get her with deep desire and thirstful lust and all that stuff. As if you do it with your game. Have both then. Have both then. If you believe that much in game, then do both. Pay a pro, then make a lust for you. Oh man, I want to keep my money. Just be honest, I'm cheap, man. I don't want to spend no money. I want to keep my money. I want the premium cut spoon, and I want it free. Matter of fact, she should pay me. You gonna be on camera too. No guy, nobody's just sitting to the side. Nope. Oh man, you gotta have game, man. You gotta have high level game, and you can get them to love you. Yeah. Come on, tell some of these good lines. Oh man, OG, that may be how they did it back in your day, man. But you know, today, man, yeah, whatever. Right. Stop the cap. Get on the camera. On the camera, or you out of here. If you're not on the camera when I pop you on, you gone. Mikey, on the camera or go. I'm gonna do a follow-up to these shows. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start talking either on camera or off camera, blurred out, to actual high-end providers. Because I love you guys think you're gonna get on IG and slide into somebody's DM. Let me say this too. You know one of the things I think is funny? Look here, homie. Get off the Zoom. You got the light behind you? Yeah, I'm about to bounce you. Bye. You're gonna try to troll, get the hell on. Well, you go. I love when guys think they're going to slide into some chick's DMs or Instagram. And you think you be like, and I've seen this so many times, dudes slide into a baddie on Instagram and be trying to chat her up, whatever, you know, say some slick stuff and get her connect. And she's like, sure, Then she decide to meet you out and it's going fine, Go back to your place or her place. And then a surprise when she tell you $3,000. You're like, what? I thought you was just going. I thought you thought I was charismatic. Yeah, I did. I thought you liked my game. I did. But you're gonna pay for this. What, I got do-rags and stuff on? Am I talking to grown-ups? I mean, what the fuck? You got hoodies and do-rags. I want to talk. You got a hoodie and a do-rag on? Don't call me. You can't afford an escort with a hoodie and a do-rag. I want to talk to men who have jobs and actually got a profession, and this is a serious conversation. I'm not looking to talk to little boys about a subject that you need to listen. Oh man, that's cold. Yeah, well, you know. There is a height limit. Let me tell you. First off, man, you ought to be a damn shame of yourself coming in here with that shit on. Hello? How old are you? 22. Where do you live? Who do you live with? What's the question?
Like, that's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I disagree with that. That's just me, but I'm young. I ain't got it like that yet. So, I mean,
Did you have a question or were you just making a statement?
no. I was kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of see like as
Okay.
somebody
Young
being
young man, do you have a question? Because you're 22 and you're in college in Tuscaloosa. Okay. Do you have a question? A specific question you want to ask? If not, I need to move on to the next person.
Not too much.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Some of you young guys, it might just be wiser to fall back. I mean, when I was 22, I could not afford. Well, I could. It just would have took a. Yeah, Here's the thing: the younger you are, the more you're gonna have to work, and the less sex you're gonna have. Why What the hell? Beaker. Yeah, you guys. What the? I'm sorry. That was wrong. God damn. Oh wow. Oh wow. All right. All right. I don't get it. I don't understand. Unmute yourself. I don't understand. I don't understand. Hello? How old are you? Where do you live? Do you live by yourself? You live with someone? What? What time do you have to be at work in the morning? All right. Okay, go ahead.
Content a while back with the topic. Personally, a lot of men, we go on dates, try to
Have you ever
press the
paid for it
woman.
before?
Yes, I have. I'm not gonna lie. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I mean, what I need to know is if you're for the subject or you're against the subject. If you're for it,
Oh,
cool.
I'm for it. As
Okay,
long as she
cool.
protects me.
Cool. I want to hear. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. I want to hear from the guys who are against it. So if you're in the call line, in the call queue, and you're for it and you're okay with the subject, that's fine. I want to talk to the guys who are against it. Because especially the younger you are, the less resources there are, the lower your value is. Unless you are a very good looking guy, a guy with charisma, swag, you know, something to leverage, it's gonna be exponentially more difficult. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Just the likelihood is low. When I was in college, my freshman year, I got some action, but low. But when I saw what the football players were getting and the fraternity guys were getting, but my freshman year, second semester, I pledged Kappa and crossed over 9,000 ninja. Please believe. You cannot be on here without being on camera. Unmute yourself. Hello,
Can you hear me?
Carlos.
Yeah,
Hello. How old are you?
28.
So what's the problem with paying for it?
Um, it's not a problem with paying for it. I just would like to add on and say that there's just a lot of different levels of paying for it. Like, um, the high class type of broads.
How much?
There are a lot of
Okay, hold on. How much do you earn annually?
110.
Okay, go ahead.
But here's the thing. I live in Colombia,
Okay.
so
Well, okay. I think I've already covered the variations. What I'm trying to hear is the people who are against the topic.
sure.
So
Sorry.
appreciate it. I mean, enjoy Colombia. Damn, I know you having a good time.
For sure.
Woo! I know you having a good damn time in Colombia. Shit, send me a
It's,
postcard. Please, if you don't think that I would not go down to Colombia and find the best brothel with the clean. I'm not going to risk my life in Colombia trying to negotiate this shit through Google Translate. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Where, Sophie Vergara. Mm-hmm. Where's she at? Mucho dinero for Sophie Vergara. I speak no Spanish, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My Roman name was Maximus Escortus Tricus. Sophie Vergara? Yes. Mucho dinero. Yes. Don't fucking mind. Let her come through here looking like, hello, papi, amayo mia. You better skip a meal, nigga. Get you something else in there. Shit. Why these fools down the club? 3 more tequila shots. Yeah, man. We're going to take her back to the room. Need me one of these myths. 3 Negro tourists found in hotel missing kidneys. With dirty dicks. Mess around and be banging a man. You better get out of here. Look, I only want to speak to the people who have. Okay, if you're in the Zoom call right now, are you for it or against it? I don't need you in the background with your stuff on. Are you for or against? Okay, you're not even paying attention. All right, let me go ahead and remove you. I have really no tolerance for guys not paying attention today. All right, so unmute yourself.
Hello, Mr.
Hello?
Samuels. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How old are you?
I just turned 19.
Oh yeah, too young. Too young, too broke. I don't want to talk to young guys. Look, if you can't pay for it, if you can't afford to pay $300 an hour, please don't call. Listen. Not if you can't afford to. If you're not willing to pay $300 for 1 hour, don't call. And I only want to speak to the people who have the money to pay or would have the money but are against it. Unmute yourself. Hello? Muted myself. Hello?
Hey, good evening, Godfather.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Are you against the topic?
I am not. I am against it. Yes.
How much do you earn annually?
42.
$42,000?
Correct.
Okay. Why are you against the topic?
Can I request not to be on YouTube?
Yeah, you don't have to be. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. I think I'm against it because I've seen relationships or marriages, I should say, or relationships crumble under paying for play.
Don't disrespect, man, but those two things really don't line up in this topic.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's a reach. I mean, that's a reach.
Right. Beyond that, paying. I guess I agree. I agree.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I mean, that's a reach. I mean, saying that I've seen marriages fall apart. Well, you mean they don't fall apart if you go to a bar and pick somebody up? I'm gonna cycle through you guys pretty quickly. If you get on and you're not on camera, you're gonna be bounced. So this guy is trying to like live stream it or something. So you go bye-bye. Are you guys in the Zoom call right now or against the proposition? You're not against it? All right, let's do this. Unmute yourself.
Mr. Samuels, how are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 35, sir.
How much do you earn annually?
120.
And why are you against the proposition?
So for an average person, for somebody who got the money and they want to get into that type of a proposition, they feel like it's a good option for them, perhaps an older person, then it is what it is. If that's what you're looking for, you're just looking to kind of have a sexual encounter, then all fine for you. But in general, I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a person kind of like selling themselves short and really setting themselves up.
So, no, man. No. See what you just did? I'm not going to allow that to happen. Because you're trying to have both sides of it. Are you against it? Are you against the proposition or are you with it?
I'm against it.
All
I'm
right. So explain to me what tricking is in other cultures outside of black people. What do they call it in the white community, the Asian, Hispanic, and Middle Eastern community? What do they call it?
I mean, in a sense, it's basically prostitution.
Right. And they have brothels.
Right.
They have escort services. This
Correct.
has been with us since time immemorial.
No, 100%. I'm not arguing
Okay.
against the legality
I just
of it,
want to have that foundation.
yeah.
So what I don't want to talk about is you said if you have the money for it, cool. But in general, if you think it's a guy selling himself short, how so? If he in general, men can't get what they want out here.
Right. So how so? So in a sense that a normal relationship will be built upon a whole different foundation.
We're not talking about relationships. We're talking about sex.
Then you selling yourself even shorter because
I want to be clear. You guys are confusing the subject. I'm talking about a man wants to have sex. You're talking about marriages and all kind of shit. I'm talking about you go to a restaurant because you want to have lobster. That doesn't mean you want to be a fisherman.
Well, in that case, I have no comment because that's a whole different.
All right. I mean, y'all, come on, man. Y'all are trying to overcomplicate this. Don't just be against it just because you want to say something. Let's do this. Who is this? Billy? Unmute yourself.
Hey, Mr. Samuels, how you doing?
I'm well. How old are you?
29.
Are you for the proposition or against it?
I'm against the proposition.
Mm-hmm. How much do you earn annually?
150.
Have you ever hired a professional?
Yes.
Then why are you against it?
It's not something I would ever do again. I think from a practical standpoint, with the amount of STDs that are floating out there, I think just the risk is
What kind of
pretty
professional
high.
did you hire?
A professional.
No. What kind of professional? I made it really clear there's levels of professional. Did you get a streetwalker?
No.
How much did you pay her?
Too much.
How much did you pay her?
About 500.
For how long?
2 hours.
So $250 an hour. She's below average.
Yeah, I mean, it was a few years ago, but
Man,
I still
Sir,
don't think
$350 was the going rate in 99, 2000. STDs, what state do you live in?
Texas.
Atlanta. You know what the STD rate is among the dating populace here? Close to 50%. So the argument you're going to try to make with me is you run more of a risk to catch an STD with a professional than you do on the open dating market. Go ahead and make that case.
But also, if you're in a committed relationship.
I don't care about relationships. See, you guys are trying to mix this shit. I'm talking about a man going to a brothel to get his rocks off. That was what the last person did. Guys, please stop trying to make this about relationships and crumbling marriages and stuff. You've hired a prostitute. You've hired an escort yourself. Did you catch a venereal disease?
No.
Right. So the problem with the encounter was what?
I just felt like the expenditure of resources, it wasn't a good investment.
All right. So, the woman you dealt with on a scale from 1 to 10, physical beauty, where was she?
Probably an 8.
An 8. So, are you saying that you could go out and pull a woman 8 or better and how much are you earning annually?
150.
150. So you're earning roughly $70 an hour, $75 an hour?
Around there, yeah.
So you mean to tell me that you can go off the lip and find an 8 or better and pull her and have her sex for 2 hours for less than $500 of your time? That's less than 6 hours. 6 hours, 6.5 hours from the first time of meeting. You can go find an 8 or better and have sex with her for 2 hours.
Probably not.
Then what are you talking about? Expenditure of resources. You just defeated your own argument.
I meant the expenditure of
The math
resources.
doesn't lie, sir.
But to get into a relationship, I don't think
I don't care about this. Is not about relationship.
if the goal is to have consistent sex with a good looking woman, then I just feel like getting into a relationship is going to be the best way to get there.
All right. Oh, let's take it down that path. Have you been in a relationship with a woman that looked good or better than the woman you hired?
Yes.
How long was that relationship?
5 years.
How long did you guys date before you made it monogamous?
Probably 3 months, 2 months.
3 months. How many dates did you go out on approximately in that 3-month time frame?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Did you guys live in the same city?
Yes.
3 months, 4 dates. Seems
Yes.
kind of low. Okay, seems kind of low. And what did you do on these dates?
Dinner.
How much did you spend
movies.
at dinner?
I mean, the first one was a few $100.
Right. So
But
a
after
few $100.
that,
A few where I'm from is 300 or more.
but after that, once you're in a
Sir,
relationship,
sir,
you have-
no, sir. Let's stick to the topic. 300 or more is a few.
Okay.
So if 300 was what you spent and you said 4 dates, I'm gonna say 5. That's $1,500 to get into a relationship. You spent $1,500 before you got laid. Or before you were monogamous, so I say. And then after that, you still had cost.
Yes, correct. But if you're visiting brothels
See what
often,
hold on.
doesn't that add
See,
up too?
what I need you folks to understand is this is about being cheap. You want consistent sex from a high quality woman and you don't want to have to pay for it. And you pay for it one way or another. All the time you invested in that woman, sir, is gone. You've got no further use of it. Just like you have no further use of her vagina. Tell me how that was a sound investment.
At the time, I thought it would be a long.
No. Tell me how that's a sound investment. I don't care about at the time. I'm talking about today because we're talking about expenditure of resources.
It was not. Looking back, that.
So your logic is flawed.
So you're saying it's better to just pay for it?
I'm saying that you pay for it one way or another. And you can't say anything that was wrong with visiting a professional for 2 hours for $500. She was 8 or better. She was beautiful. You got what you wanted. And you paid for it up front. Then you decided to try to go get it out in the relationship world, and you still had to spend 3 months of your time. That's only the date that I calculated. I didn't calculate the time, the phone call, the text, which would have put you well into the $3,000 range. And then you got a 5-year relationship, all that ended. It always costs.
Yeah, you make a good point.
That's all I'm trying to say, guys, is the way you guys are looking at it is, well, I'll try to get into a relationship and have consistent sex. This is why women are trying to get so much from guys up front, because y'all really don't want to pay for women. Beauty costs, man. Sex costs. Women have a maintenance cost. The more beautiful a woman is, the more she costs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't deal with mud ducks. That's why I pay my bills. Appreciate it though. Good conversation. That was good. And I get what he was saying, but we got to get to the meat and potatoes of it. Tyler, then we're going to go to Mark. Okay, Tyler, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can barely hear you. How old are you?
I can turn my volume up real quick. Is that better?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 21. Can I stay off camera for this?
Are you in college?
Yes, I am.
Do you come from a wealthy family?
Nope.
Okay, then you're too young for this conversation. Are you against the proposition?
I was against it until I listened to you recently.
Okay, so you're for it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But you're still a little young for this. So if you're for it, or you're a little bit young. And the reason I'm saying it, guys, I really don't want to talk to guys who are in college, or unless you have money. Because I'm not looking for theory. I'm looking for people like the guys I just spoke to. who actually have had the experience. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Uh, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Samuels. How are you tonight?
Good. How old are you?
I am 51. We are of an age.
Right.
Yeah.
You're against the proposition?
No, sir. I am completely for.
Okay.
If
Hold on. I'm
yes,
trying to
sir.
get to the people who are against it because I only have a certain
Oh,
amount of time. But
okay.
it tends to be men who are of our age tend to understand what we're talking about, though.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
It's the young guys that don't seem to get it, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna let you fall back, and if I have time to do people who are for it, I will do that. All right, so let me do this. Yeah, guys, understand something. I get, I don't. You're looking at like, man, I gave $500 and then I busted it. I busted, and I could have took that money and had something else to do with it. Okay, show me how you're gonna get it somewhere else. All right, Brian, your audio needs to be connected.
Oh, sorry about that, Mr. Samuels. I heard the second point where you brought up people who are against it, but I am for it, and I've seen it in my own corporate life. So that was my
Okay.
mistake.
I appreciate it, my friend.
No problem.
Thank you very much. All right. So again, for expediency's sake, I'm looking for the people who are against the proposition, meaning you are against paying for it. I only want to talk to people who are against it. If you are for it or you're okay with it, leave the Zoom call for people, for other folks. Okay. Michael, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 50. We're right about the same age.
Okay, and you're against the proposition?
Yes, sir.
Why?
I think the only real way I could be against it is I think men need to have more dick discipline. And for me,
Okay.
so go ahead.
Then don't go.
I'm not understanding your point.
Dick discipline, meaning you need to be on a diet. That means you don't go eat pizza. That doesn't mean you're against pizza. You just don't go. You guys are reaching.
Well,
Sir,
that's
sound logic. Sir, that's sound logic. That is sound logic.
So
Don't go.
let me try to lay out my logic and
I need you
let's see
to
if we can have a conversation.
I need you to make it concise though. You're against it. Why?
I'm against it because after college, after university, I think guys need to have discipline. I think we need to be about our. I think we need to be about.
Don't effing go to the brothel.
We agree. I'm against going. We agree. I'm against it. I'm against the brothel.
So where are they going to get this? Okay, then, but every guy doesn't believe like you. Some guys want to bust a nut. The 7% of time that you allocate to spend with a woman, what do you want to do with her? Do you want to have sex or do you want to go on dates and talk?
For me,
7% is a fair amount of time for men who are extremely driven, ambitious, and on their purpose. How do you want to spend that 7%?
For me, how I spent that 7% after the craziness in college, I spent that time vetting for a wife.
Okay, sir, this is your time after the craziness in college.
Yep.
And see, that's what you guys keep missing. I'm talking about for all guys. You're against it. So you think guys should go do what you did and go the craziness in college at 50? Do you realize that does not exist for these young men like it does for us?
I understand. What I'm saying is far too many young men nowadays don't have the discipline to even go a week.
Okay.
Right?
Sir, discipline. Young men are too young to be getting married anyway. Why are you against it? Because they need to have dick discipline. Simply don't go. But when it's time to get off, what should they do?
They should be vetting for a wife and linking up with a woman that they believe has the possibility of being their
what
wife.
should okay? And at what age should they start doing that?
I would say for men, it should be in their late 20s.
Late 20s. About what age? 20 what?
I'd say 28, 29.
So between 18 and 29, what do
No,
they do?
I didn't say that. I said
I'm
after
asking a
college.
question.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Between 18 and 29, what do they do with their sexual urge?
Well, what I say,
What do they do with their sexual urge?
yeah, they're gonna fulfill their sexual urge. There's no
How?
doubt about it.
How?
Normally,
Does anybody else not see what I'm talking about? You're talking in circles. Between 18 and 28, when they're not looking for a wife, how they fulfill their sexual urge?
they strap it up and they get with their peers.
Then where the
Whether
fuck are
that's
they going
high
to get?
school and that's
Where are they going to
college.
get it? Where are they going to get it?
With their peers at high school or college. Well,
Okay, you don't seem to understand.
well, the
No,
tone of the
you don't seem to
conversation.
understand. You don't seem to understand.
The
You're
tone
talking
of the
about this shit.
conversation.
You don't seem to understand. You're talking as if what happened in our generation happens today. The way you're talking is, well, they just go out there and you go, well, I'm ready to have some sex. Let's go to the frat party and just pull a chick. If you're going to make a concise argument, you should be vetting for a wife. Takes time. So a guy like this, what you seem to be telling guys is to not have sex until marriage. Unmute yourself. Is that what you're suggesting? To not have sex until marriage?
Well, perhaps I misunderstood.
Is that what you? Yes or no? I just all I need. Is that what you're suggesting?
No.
Okay,
What
then, sir. Then I need to ask my questions. What I'm asking.
Okay.
Between the ages of 18 and 28, when they're not looking for a wife, men have sexual urges. You say they should go out and fulfill them how? On the dating scene? Yes or no?
Yes, that's what they do now.
No, I'm asking you, what should they do?
My advice to them is to wait for marriage. That would be my
God damn it, that's the first thing I ask you. Motherfucker. It's the first thing I asked you. Get off my phone.
I rebuke.
That's why I know. I asked the first goddamn thing I asked you. You're a fool. First mother flipping thing I ask you. You got this milk dud head ass dude talking about you guys out here. You should wait until you're married in your 30s. You are a fool. I'm sorry, guys, but that just pisses me off because I could tell he was being disingenuous. Just say it. I've got a moral stance and you should wait till marriage at 30. The Bible don't even say no crap like that. You're supposed to get married young to avoid this. All right. Andrew.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, my friend? Sorry about that.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 37.
All right. You're against the proposition for what reason?
I think it actually has a negative effect on game.
On game?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So I think your ability to like pick up women gets negatively affected if you're kind of getting yourself used to paying for it all the time.
What's the purpose of game?
I think it's to pick up women.
For what end?
To have sex.
Right.
And, you know, get
Hold
married.
on. How out of 100%, how successful are the most astute game practitioners at getting laid? Out of 100%, how astute?
I mean, maybe like, I would say maybe like 80% on the high end.
Mystery wouldn't even tell you that. They say closer to 10%.
Oh.
But I'll split the difference. I'll split the difference. I'll give you an extreme total, 50%.
Okay.
How long does it take you to become an expert at game?
Oh man, how long?
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe like 3 to 5 years.
Okay. What kind of cash investment are we talking about?
I guess money to go out with.
Well, you have to learn it before you can go practice it. So where are you going to go learn it?
Well, the way I've kind of learned it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm by no means like any kind of an expert, but I guess I've been lucky a few times. But just online practicing in the field and things like that.
So you didn't pay anybody to teach you. You didn't hire a coach.
No, I purchased like books and
Oh,
watched
okay.
YouTube videos and things
But
like that.
you watch videos. And how long were these videos?
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of time watching videos. I would say
Thank you.
probably.
Thank you. How much do you earn annually?
So between two jobs, 70.
Okay. So you're making roughly about $35 an hour, and you spent hours learning game. So even soft dollar costs, you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to be at best 50%. Versus if you spent $300 and hired a professional, that's 100%. It doesn't have a negative effect on game. If you want to go learn game, go learn game. I said do both. You guys are still trying to get sex for free with your soft dollar costs. And I'm going to say something. This is how poor men think. We'll spend our time instead of just paying for what we want and earning more money. Abundance thinks about time. Scarcity thinks about dollars. Will we agree, disagree? Are we?
I agree with the abundance mindset, making sure to have that. I definitely agree with that piece.
So let me accelerate it to this. Let's say I Thanos snapped, and I took you from $70,000 with two jobs, and I took you to $700,000 with one job. Would you still go out to the bar and spend as much time as you do with game?
I would say maybe yeah, because
Okay,
I think
you'd spend $700,000. What kind of car would you drive at $700,000?
man, so I drive a Lexus right now. I'd probably stick with that.
$700,000, you drive a Lexus.
Yeah, I'd start there.
No. I want to know what you'd end with. $700,000, not 1 year. You still thinking scarcity. $700,000 for the rest of your life. What would you drive?
Well, if I could drive any car, it'd probably be like a Rolls Royce.
$700,000, you can drive pretty much anything you want to.
Yeah, I'd probably go with a Rolls Royce.
So you drive a Rolls Royce to the club to run game?
See, that's the thing. Like, I would want to make sure that I had the ability to pick up a woman that I felt like that I laid my eyes on and I wanted to pick her up. I needed to make sure that I had that ability to do so. Even at a club or even out on the street.
For what
or
outcome?
like that.
For what outcome?
Yeah, initially it would be the sex just to get her like hooked in.
Again, are you looking to get married?
Yeah, I've been married before. I think.
Are you looking to get married in the future?
I'm kind of on the fence on that.
Are you looking to get married in the future? Yes or no?
Yeah, ultimately.
Are you looking to have children?
Yes.
So you're going to the club to find a wife?
No, not necessarily.
So you're going to the club to get laid?
Yeah, I'm going to the club to get laid because.
So you're going to the club to get laid, and you drive a Rolls Royce to the club to get laid when you can take your $700,000 and get laid in the comfort of your own home and secure and having the best quality poon you want to, and then spend the rest of your time trying to vet and find a wife. Your logic is backwards. It's still scarcity, even if I gave you almost $1 million. Game doesn't fix scarcity mindset. I just showed you guys that.
Yeah, I think
Game doesn't fix scarcity mindset.
Yeah, I think in the situation where if I had $700,000, I'd probably think differently. But in my situation,
But I just gave it to you. And I just showed that I gave it to you, and you still found a way to make yourself $70,000. That's what you think of yourself. I think of myself higher than that. That's why I'm asked. The ultimate goal is to go to the club to get laid, not to find a wife. The ultimate goal of game is to get laid, not to find a wife. You don't use game to find a wife. You use game to get laid.
Yeah, like in my mind, you have to get laid before you can get to the next step of finding that wife.
Oh, really? Right? So wives and are in the same place where chicks you run game on. Maybe that's why you divorced. Makes no sense, bro. Wives don't hang in these places. But I get what you're saying. But again, we're still thinking the same way. We're still thinking the same way.
Hello.
Hello.
So I don't
How
exactly
old are you?
necessarily. I'm sorry. I'm 36.
Are you for it or are you against it?
I would say I'm against it in certain
We got too many
situations.
people in here. We're gonna move folks into the waiting room. Go ahead.
Um, just to your greater point, I think some of the younger kids nowadays
How old are you,
aren't.
by the way?
I'm 36.
Are you single or are you married?
I'm single.
All right. Have you ever been married?
No, I'm not married.
How much do you
Never
earn
married.
annually?
120K.
All right. So let's talk about you and
Okay.
why you're against it.
Okay. Well, for me personally, to the last caller's point, I feel like I don't necessarily need it. Especially in 2021, a lot of people don't really cold approach at all. I've seen. So if I do cold approach a woman, I just left the bar tonight. I mean, it's not really very hard to get a number or to get a contact information and kind of slide in there and do my thing. But
I don't
I mean,
understand why you're against it.
um just because I guess I was to your greater point for some of the younger kids, man, coming up, they don't necessarily have some of the mentality that we do. They didn't come up in the time where we had to get a person's number and actually remember it, write it down. You had to go get a pen and do all that sort of stuff. You
They
had to
don't
have
understand
some
why you're against it.
if they pay for sex, it could cause certain things like sex addiction, the same sort of problems. You know what I'm saying? Like they would
Man,
get
come on.
desensitized to it.
Come on.
You
Here
don't
we
think
go
so?
again. Here we go again. That's a
And
reach, man. That's a
I'm not
reach.
trying to
First,
coddle them, but
hold on. That's a reach. How can you be addicted if you can't afford to do it? That's a reach. So basically what you're
that's true.
saying is if guys can go pay for it, then they may pay for it so much they can jack off too. Did they get addicted to masturbation? I guess you're saying there's porn addiction. These are reaches.
I understand,
I mean,
but
I'm really
I
trying to
guess
understand, and what I keep hearing is it's valuable to learn game. I never said it's not valuable to learn game. I'm saying do both.
right.
But game is still the same. It's about trying to end up having short-term sex. It's not about finding a wife.
But then
And
to
any of
your
that.
point, so when do they get a chance to practice that? Because like you said,
Practice
it's
what?
so
Practice
to
what?
actually to actually interact with a woman. A lot of these guys
But
are
what to
like
what end?
they're awkward. A lot
To,
of like
to interact with a woman to what end, sir?
to get married, to have
Okay.
children, to have a
I don't,
family.
do you think modern dating works to for marriage?
No,
Then what
I'll be the
difference is
first one to
so
say that.
thank you. So what what you're about to build on makes no difference. I don't think modern dating works.
You know what? That you bring up an excellent point. So my
Okay, so
cousin,
I gotta get on to the other point. I'm really trying to
okay.
understand why you're
One
against it.
question. One question.
Hmm?
Uh, how do you feel about a surrogate mother? So someone in my position where it is hard to find a woman to actually cooperate to have a family like it. So my cousin suggested possibly thinking about a surrogate mother to at least to
Due
get a
respect, so
child
that is way off the topic of this show tonight.
of paying for
So that's way
sex
off
is
the
not.
topic of so that's way off the topic of this show, and I got a lot of people to get to. If you want to
I
hire a surrogate
understand.
mother and hire a kid, sure. If you can't find a, I mean, but it's no, but you still gonna be a baby daddy. You know, still have a kid out of wedlock. If that's what you want.
But is that
Okay.
not the next logical step,
Okay.
like from
Again, I
them
don't want to
paying
get
for
into all
sex?
that. I don't want to get into all that. A different topic, going off topic, is not what I'm dealing with tonight. Sorry, I
I
can't.
understand.
Thanks. Come on now, guys. All right. Yeah, we got 11 million people in here. We can't get through all of these. So ultimately, what we keep seeming to hear is paying for it leads to negative outcomes. These guys aren't going to learn game. And if they don't learn game, they're not going to get good with women. If they don't get good with women, they're not going to be able to have a relationship with women. It's already happening right now. And I don't see how dating in the modern world is helping men or women. And it's confusing the issue. Oh, if they start having sex, they could have moral consequences. Then you could do the same thing with game. What I'm really starting to hear is just some guys just seem to have a problem with having to put cash up front. It's like if I have to put cash up front, that means something. Okay. Unmute yourself. Hello.
What's going on, Kevin? How you doing?
I'm well. How old are you?
I don't hear you. Let's see if my audio is good.
How old are you? Alrighty. Don't know what just happened there, but all right. Your audio's not connected. Your audio's not connected. Your audio's not connected. All right. Adrian, go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
How old are you?
I'm 25 and married.
Okay. Why are you against the proposition?
Okay, I'm against because for so many reasons. But if I was to talk about the financial aspect, I think it's cheaper to have sex with your partner than to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. And are you from this country?
No, I'm from an African country, Cameroon.
Okay. And you live here now?
Yeah, I'm living here.
Where'd you meet your wife?
I met her in Cameroon.
Thank you. Sir, do you have any firsthand knowledge of the dating scene here in the States?
I went
Any
to college.
firsthand knowledge, sir? The question is, do you have any firsthand knowledge of dating here in the States?
Did you say 10 years?
Do you have any firsthand knowledge of dating here in the States?
I have a little bit because I went to college here. So
Okay. And how long have you been married?
for a year.
For 1 year. How long have you been with your wife?
5 years.
So you've been with your wife since 20.
Yeah.
You're unqualified to make that assessment. You have no real firsthand knowledge of dating here in the States. Your wife and you are from Cameroon. Yes, true. If most people could get married at your age and your success level, it would make more sense to have sex with your partner. Is that what you witness here in the States?
No, I will not say that.
Okay, thank you. I agree. What you have is better, but that's not what exists in the world today. So we can't do that. I can't spend the time trying to say this is the way it should be. This is what it is. Demetrius. Unmute yourself, please. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Why are you against the proposition?
Because it affects the psyche of the individual and also leads into unrelenting relationships.
So casual sex from just hooking up
Casual
in
sex
nightclubs,
is
bar,
good,
online. Hold on.
Oh, all
Listen
right.
to my question.
Okay.
Casual sex coming from meeting people organically in a bar or club or whatever has a different effect.
That sounds better.
But it's sex though. That doesn't
Yeah.
have the same kind of effect on the psyche.
No, because you're establishing
Really?
a relationship
Really?
within
Really?
that situation.
Hold on. I want to challenge that. Meeting someone,
Mhm.
engaging with them, getting your emotions tied up into it, having sex and relationship ending versus
And you
paying.
establishing
Hold on.
uh,
Versus paying a professional, having sex, and leaving with no emotional attachment. Which has more deleterious effect on the psyche?
The last one. It doesn't exploit the humanistic approach.
Dude, you don't even believe that.
Oh no, I do.
So paying somebody to have sex and no emotional real connection versus meeting someone organically, getting your feelings involved, and then having a relationship end for whatever reason, and then not having sex, that doesn't have an impact on the psyche like paying somebody and walking away does.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Yeah, I have brothers that does the same thing, and they come back to me telling me about how this woman had just taken.
Yeah, he high as yeah, dude. So hold on. You telling me You're telling me this is what? Sir, no. Hold on. You're saying the escort is taking from them.
Yeah.
How are they taking from him if the interaction is over?
There's no real interaction.
Taking what?
Money. That's it, right?
Dude, are you high?
That's all they taking, right?
What do you say, yo? This dude is high as fuck. Dude? I asked you to explain, and you said I have brothers come back saying.
I had brothers that did the same thing, and what you're talking about with the brothels and
and then after they leave the brothel, what can the woman take from them? What?
And they still alone, and I'm married.
Dude, stop smoking weed.
Why you say this?
Cause either you're smoking or you. Okay, listen. Is that a smoke alarm going off in your background?
No, this is a humidifier.
God damn, that room is chilly as fuck.
Yeah,
okay, seriously.
I got lavender on right now.
Yeah, dude, you something's going on with you. But anyway,
I'm living with women. I gotta take care of the women. What happened?
Not even worth it. Not even worth it. Method Man, come get Red Man and go. Time for some action. God damn. Going to a brothel has a deleterious effect on the psyche, but getting in a relationship and having to break up, you're just fine. Hello.
What's going on, Kevin? How you doing? That's
All
a hard
right,
act to follow right there.
All right, that's better. How old are you?
I'm 39.
All right. Why are you against the proposition?
Because you're just talking about the end goal, which is if you're just talking about like busting it up. But the approach is to learn how to get over that approach anxiety, is to learn how to build that confidence, to learn how to accept rejection. The actual act of going out there to hunt and to go get them and to kind of claim and dominate that you got it versus buying it. She ain't gonna suck your dick with the same ferociousness, and you know that. So I mean, that's what it is. At the end of the day.
Why does it seem to be only in our culture that we seem to think of it this way when every other race of men seems to understand that you can do both?
It's not that I'm opposed to. I'm completely opposed to doing both. It's just that when you actually gain a skill set for
what?
Actually
a skill set for what? Short-term acquisition of sex?
Sure, that is the skill.
Okay, set. sir. Let's take short-term acquisition of sex. All right. I'm gonna be really difficult about this. Okay. Black men are at the short-term acquisition of sex. If a man wants a long-term relationship, how is the short-term acquisition of sex going to fulfill that goal?
It doesn't. I mean, if that's what you're referring to, but we were talking about
so
sex.
ultimately, the end goal is getting laid. You're saying do it versus a skill set versus paying. Where does one acquire that skill set?
The skill set for what? I'm sorry. The
Short-term
skill set.
game. Where do they acquire that skill set? It must be acquired. It must be learned. Where do they get it? Where do they get it?
From actually doing it, from the act of actually learning how to get game.
Okay, so what they teach themselves.
Well, okay, I see where you're going with it already because you just kind of went that with the.
Sir, is game self-taught? Yes or no?
No, you have to go. I mean,
the game is not.
But it's not. You learn it from somebody.
No, it's okay. Exactly.
Right.
It's learn from somebody.
Correct.
How long does it take to learn game?
I mean, it takes years. I get it.
How long does it take to learn game? Approximately.
It never ends. You're always learning how to find
Sir,
stuff.
and then if it never ends, it's useless because if it only gets you short-term sex, that's not a long-term goal.
Depends what your goals are. If your goal is to,
Sir, I'm talking. Okay, see what, and this is what I mean. This is a short-term learn game to continue to do the first part of life. Hunt a woman, lay her. Hunt a woman, lay her. You're not talking to somebody who ain't fucked a lot. I've had a lot of sex. I am in the triple digits. I've been there for a long time. Got lots of game. Guess what? You don't learn how to be involved and stay involved doing this part over and over again. So and guess what? I even have been able to use my game as a transferable skill to build my corporate career. Most people don't have that because they don't work in an environment like a sales. So bottom line, it takes time to learn game. It must be learned from somewhere. And that time investment is monetary. How much?
I have a similar skill, but I've had a similar career path, or a little bit in sales.
You do, but not everyone does. Okay, sir. Most people aren't in sales. How long does it take to learn game? You said years. Give me an amount of years.
I mean, depends how much you do it, but if you're hitting night game or day game consistently, a few years.
A few years. A few means how many to you?
Let's say 3. Let's say 2 is a couple, few is a 3. Yep.
3 years. 3 years.
Sure.
3 years of going out. How often?
A few times a week.
Few times a week mean 3.
Depends how much you approach. Let's say.
Sir, I mean, I'm just understanding when you say few. See, I'm a numbers person. And few leaves you wiggle room. I just want a number. 3 years. How many times a week? 3.
Let's say. Sure. We'll just go. Yeah, 3. We'll go.
Okay, and how many hours are you out?
I mean. You're trying to put like a box.
No, I'm trying to be a damn man about it and put parameters to it so we can have a real discussion on the line. I'm sorry. I'm trying to put real parameters on it so we can have a talk about the numbers, not the feelings.
Let's say 2 hours, an hour or two, well, an hour. Let's say
an hour. Does that include commute time?
If you kind of go to bars, you live in an area close in proximity, walk in a place.
Sir, you and I both know it takes an hour is unrealistic.
Okay, 2 hours in.
2 hours, 3 times a week, 6 hours. Over 50 weeks, that's 300 hours. Over 3 years, that's 1,000 hours, 900 hours.
Yep.
900 hours. 900 hours. If you make $40,000 a year, which is the round of what an average black man makes, that's almost $18,000. I could have gotten laid 60 times at $300 an hour and been on with my life.
But what did you learn from that? That's the thing is what
I've learned? I've learned that I've got those other hours to improve myself, to get real skills. Right. But sir, listen what I'm about to listen, to get real skills, to get an additional certification, to improve my actual scale skills, to improve my high ticket abilities, to become more competent, not just get better at chatting chicks up to get some pussy.
But it develops other skill sets.
Sir.
That's what I'm saying is that approach skill set, that learning how to fail and not being embarrassed, the reading body language, all things that help in other.
You were never going to get me to say that those are not good things, but they do. You cannot apply that across the board with everyone.
Okay,
sir.
Kevin, please.
900 hours, sir. Okay. 900 hours.
I'll address that. 900 hours. But you're applying that same process, that soft process, to it ain't tricking if you got it. If you have the time and you're willing to spend an actual dollar amount, you're trading the same. They're equal.
Who has not? Okay, what hold on. What socioeconomic level do you need to be on to afford to invest $900 into getting laid?
I mean, probably low. Well, pretty low. If you're
no, sir. I need to reframe the question. What socioeconomic status would you need to be on to have the time to dedicate 900 hours into getting laid?
But we just broke it down to 2 hours, 3 times a week.
Yes,
that's what
and I'm gonna tell you. But what I'm saying is, if you are a middle class person, that is a waste of time. If you have 900 hours to waste over 3 years, you better be wealthy.
I'm not wealthy, but I do good. So I mean, that's it.
Sir, I'm
My
saying
time wasn't as
wealthy.
valuable
I'm
back then. My
saying
time is
wealth,
more
and this is
valuable now.
and what I want you to understand, guys, is this is the problem, the crux of the argument. In my opinion, my personal opinion, this is why so many of us still we may be doing better, but this is why we don't excel to the higher levels, because we don't invest in actual skills that improve our resumes, competence. We do stuff that increases our ego.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But
And
you
I've
can't.
learned
But
that
all the
I've learned that
pussy
later in
that you've
life.
had, and excuse me, all the pussy that you've had or I've had, you can't invest it in the bank. It's useless. So when I'm not saying game does not have benefits, but I'm saying I don't want to see black men investing 900 hours over 3 years to try to get laid. I would much rather see them improve their competence to become better overall.
I agree, and I wish I would have invested in time in building relationships with other men. Absolutely, I wish I would have 100%.
Well, then
But
let's
it's not like I don't
when then let's not be against the proposition, because you're justifying the game, and I'm like, okay, just you got laid, you got confidence.
But I'm
But
not.
guess
Though.
what? Hold
What I'm
on.
saying is,
Okay, you
you
can't
learn
over.
something.
Okay, not
I'm
gonna
sorry.
work. You can't do that. I mean, you got laid, you got the confidence, you got the war stories to tell. But you know, one of the worst things. Let me tell you when I finally started to realize this is stupid. When I'm going into River Oaks or the Galleria area in Houston, and I'm sitting around with my frat brothers talking about all the game we ran and all the pussy we got, and these goofy white dudes and these goofy Asian dudes were pulling up in their Mercedes and this and that, and we were getting out of Honda Civics and Accords. When I go to work and my boss has an MBA, but he's not as smart as I am, but he's making more money than I am, but I report to him. And all the guys that went out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night look like me, but all the people in middle and executive management look like them because they were putting their time and competency. That's when I realized this is not smart.
I agree. I can agree with that.
So I agree that there is something that needs to be said for the ability to approach, build up a scab for rejection. That is a transferable skill. But also, unless you're in a job description to where you can actually use those skills to increase your income, like sales or something like that, it's rather useless to increase your bottom line. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
So I'm saying
I can agree
learn
with
how
that.
to do both. But one has to have more priority. Go ahead. I'll let you have the last word.
So I was kind of likening it to like the girl who works out every day in the gym to get that body, and the one who just goes to get that surgery, right? One built a process by, diet, having a balance in her life, dedication, right? Focus, all that stuff. One just got it. And that's what the buying a prostitute just seems like. It's that instant gratification
That's
where
not
all
it.
you did was
That's
pay
not
money
it.
for it. And the other
That's
one
not
you
it. That
actually
is
worked.
not.
That
That's
was
not
my.
it. You see, in your example, it's incomplete. One is a person cheating the process. One is a person under discipline. And see, in that example, it works. But see, in my example, the person investing all that time in the gym to build that body versus the person paying for it, they have more time to invest not in the gym, but in the library. You're assuming they just wasted additional time.
Fair enough. I mean, I got you. Okay, fair enough.
Appreciate it. Good exchange.
Thank you.
I think that's at the crux of a lot of people. So I do understand the rejection part of it and the confidence part of it, but we also got to take a hardcore look, man. That especially if you work in corporate America, we had happy hour and this and that, but you go up. If you don't have the latest certification, this, that, if you're not up, how many times have I told this story when I went and took my first year in sales and I took $5,000 out of the $35,000 I earned and invested into sales training. While everybody else was going to happy hour and stuff, I was going back to school to become a better salesperson, to become a better closer. So it's not as though I think that's it. People feel like it's cheating. No, it's smart, especially if you use it well. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have time for a few more. I think that was good back and forth. You said you understand how you can do both. How you can do both is when you're out and about, approach people, talk to people. Don't if you find a woman that you find is attractive, go strike up a conversation with the goal of just having the interaction. So many of you guys are afraid to approach a woman because you don't want to get rejected and you already lose. So you don't learn how to overcome the fear of rejection. I look at it as counting just the interaction. Maybe she's married, maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. You don't know until you try. But the more you do that, the better you get at small talk, reading body language, EQ, social skills, things that can pay benefits in or outside of your job. Oftentimes, guys are good at your actual profession, but if you cannot move up because you lack the appropriate social skills to navigate a climate, a social, a room. This world is not run by the best and brightest. This world tends to be run by the people with the best social skills. Do both. Give yourself some advantage. If you're not on camera, you can't be on. So this person goes. All right. So if you're not going to be on camera, you got to go. All right. Now bring some more. Okay. It's almost 1 o'clock. Lord have mercy. All right. Who has audio here? Unmute yourself. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
How old are you?
25.
25. Are you single or you married?
Single.
How much do you earn annually?
About 32K.
Why are you against the proposition?
I feel like anybody who pays for vagina is either rich or he just can't get it without paying for it. Simple as that. Like, you got to be a fool to waste your money on some vagina when there's so much people out here willing to give it for free.
Guys, this is exactly what I talked about at the beginning.
Say that again?
You make $32,000 a year, correct?
Right.
$16 an hour.
Right.
Okay. I can understand why you might think that way.
Why you say that? You got to be a
because
no,
because no. Have you been watching this from the beginning?
Yes, I watch all your shit every night.
So okay, so what did I say at the beginning? People who have more tend to value their time more. But at 25, making $32,000 a year, your dollars are more precious to you because there are fewer of them. But the thing is, you say because so many women are willing to give it for free. Then here's the thing: I'm not talking about low class women. I'm talking about professionals.
Even professionals. I'm not paying for no vagina.
Okay, okay, you can pound your chest all you want. You can't. I'm trying to be nice, man. But if you want me to go there, I will.
Go there.
No,
I want you to go there.
No, I'm not gonna go there. Go back. Are you? It's probably past your bedtime, man. You young guys, man. You think y'all know what you're talking about? I'm not going to insult people who are making $32,000 because you're acting ignorant. You can go away. See, this is the problem. So many guys like this, single mother raised dudes, angry about nothing, don't even seem to understand the logic.
How are you, Mr. Samuels?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22, a bit young. Single or married?
Single, sir.
How much you earn annually?
80,000.
All right. Why are you against the proposition?
Well, in all honesty, I'm on the fence, but I'm leaning towards disagreeing. I think my main argument is that it's really against uh, animal nature to pick something that is always that's there for you, at all times.
What?
I think it's against animal nature in the sense that no animal would choose to do something that is always there, if that makes
What do you
sense.
mean? Oh, wait, give me an example of what you're talking about.
So like a lion wouldn't scavenge if there were
Hold on,
wildebeest
man.
all
Hold on.
around.
See, that's where you just messed up. Hiring an escort is not scavenging.
But in
Hold
my
on, hold
example,
on, hold on. You're flawed. See, when you said nature, you were automatically wrong because if you don't think that predators look for the weakest, easiest kill, you're crazy. You're absolutely insane. It is smart to look for the easiest kill because it conserves the very vital thing, energy and resources. You just trapped yourself.
can I retort what you just said?
Is that
Can I try
true?
to?
Is that true?
That is true. That animals
So it
always
is
do
not
for the.
scavenging. Do you guys seem to think we're talking about street walkers? Can you find a woman, 8, 9, or 10? The caliber of woman we're talking about is a higher end escort, not a streetwalker, not a back pager. Can you go find her, have sex with her at your leisure, at your pleasure, the way you want to do it off of your quote unquote game? Yes or no?
I would prefer to do it that way.
Can you? Today, do you have those skills? Hell no. Come on, even Josh is sitting here like, hell no.
Okay.
You know you don't.
No, and yes, that's a very valid point. Can I retort the point I was making about scavenging? I wasn't saying because
Sure.
scavenging really is the easier of options, right? But you don't see lions, the kings of the jungle. You don't see lions actively looking to scavenge.
First
They
off, you keep saying scavenge. I study
not to
animal
mean
nature. Stop saying
yes, sir.
scavenge because lions aren't scavengers. But lions do look at the wildebeest. They do look at the water buffalo. And why do they go for the calves? Why do they go for the ones they go for the ones that are slowest, or old, or young, or vulnerable? You are just wrong. When you started talking about animal nature, that's my wheelhouse, homie.
Yes, sir. Me too. Me too.
So you're talking about scavengers. Hyenas are scavengers.
Yes, sir.
But you're talking about predators, and predators look for something that's easier. Why? Why? Because the stronger the prey, the more risk and potential, the more energy they use. Energy is valuable like time is valuable to us.
Okay, so I'll retort on.
There's no retort, man. You're just wrong. I mean, you've already been proven wrong on 2 points. You want to go back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, making lions scavengers. Lions are not scavengers. They're not vultures. I mean, come on. As soon as he said that, you guys have to be thinking, what? You don't mean the lions look for the limping antelope, the limping zebra? Lions are like, ooh, coupon. I mean, come on. How many times do y'all watch this stuff? I watch this stuff all the time. Lions be like, do you see that? Do you see that wildebeest over there limping? Uh-huh. And as a mama wildebeest just had a baby. Oh, a limping mama wildebeest and a calf, a 2 for 1. That's a Groupon to a lion. Y'all are tripping. All right, it's almost 1 o'clock. So that was good. So ultimately, people have their own personal views, but I have yet to hear if you believe game is the way to get it done, great. Do both. If you have game, do both. But every argument we had, it was something about, well, one way is deleterious over here. But not a convincing argument, not even one that makes any sense. Most of the arguments are just based on the fact that I want to get it for free, for as cheaply as possible. And only way you're as cheaply as possible if you don't count your time as a cost. All that time you run out in the club, like I did with that one brother, 900 hours. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But anyway, at the end of the day, this is the reason. This is one of the reasons. There are many more why men who have the ability to do both. Why do you see these Instagram models in Dubai? And like I tried to get the one guy, if you went from 70 to 700,000, you'd still move like you made 70? I don't know many people who go from 70 to 700 who still move that way. They start to value their time more. Let me give you an example. Take it away from this entire scenario. 1983 movie, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. The premise was Dan Aykroyd's character, Eddie Murphy's character. Dan Aykroyd's character, blue blood rich, Eddie Murphy's character, street poor. The two brothers made a bet that that it was nature or nurture, environment or whatever. And they said, I bet you if you take Dan Aykroyd and put him in the streets, he would act just as criminal as his Eddie Murphy's character. And Eddie Murphy's character, if you put him over here, he'd act different. And guess what? That's exactly what happened in that movie. Eddie Murphy was put into a house in Philadelphia and given this and given that. And the very people he used to hang out with when he had a party, he was like, hey man, put a coaster up under that. You messing up my stuff. It is human nature to once your mind is stretched to a new idea, it never regains its original dimensions. Most of the people who have an argument or disagreement with me, they don't listen to me. They don't listen to what I say. They listen to sound bites and clips. Like I say, and those aren't honest critics or detractors. And I'm not trying to win everybody over. If you don't like my content, don't like what I have to say, fine, make your own content. But you're not going to keep going back over the same points. At the end of the day, short-term sex is what we're talking about. Short-term sex. And I'm going to say, it's particularly in our community, I think we spend too much time pursuing ass. You got guys who are older than me still out here ripping and running like they teenagers. And I said it years ago. How much is enough? When you're going to grow up. Pounding your chest, man. I think there's nothing more ridiculous when I hear a man my age talking about, I still get a lot of pussy. What? What? This is personally to me. I ain't saying you got to be that way, but I think it's rather ridiculous. It's like, ain't it enough? I mean, that's how we rank our manhood, huh? I don't hear any other group of men say this kind of shit. Yeah, man, but I still get pussy. I mean, I hear guys talking about it and joking, but not as serious, like, like an insult or a badge of honor. Yeah, man, but you can't pull no hoes. Guess not. Let me get on my yacht. Go marlin fishing. I can't pull no hoes. Now, lastly, there is a difference. If you've ever been to a high-end gentleman's club or a ratchet strip club, there's a difference in provider and service level. Stop judging things based upon your experience. Unless you judge based upon what's out there, not what you know. And if you don't know, go find out. Do the research. But there's a reason that it's called the world's oldest profession. As long as men and women exist, men are going to want a woman's sexual access and attention, and she's going to want your time and resources. There's always going to be the ultimate exchange. My hut, food, and fire, for exclusive access to your womb. You hope it's exclusive access. But how many men raised kids back in the caveman days? Because they didn't have Maury. It was a good show. Tomorrow night, I'm going to finish out what I got to do, and I'm going to get on and go up to New York. I'm going to be on vacation. This was dope. Guys, hit the link there. Join the family. The Patreon community is growing out now, even on vacation. I'll still be checking in over there. It's growing. Putting together more access over there. Going to have an online private community, forums, Q&As, polls. The stuff that's over there will not be seen anywhere except over there. So thank you to everybody that called in. Appreciate the back and forth. Have at it in the comments section. But I'll tell you right now, if you get in the comment section, you start acting crazy, start talking sideways, we love blocking folks over here. Yeah, go ahead in there. Block game is strong. This is a benevolent dictatorship. That's how that happens. Let's see. Hi. What hi? Oh, somebody asked. Ashley Madison. Okay, this is a good idea. Somebody asked about the services. Ashley Madison, but I mentioned this when I was on with Abba and Preach. Here it is. Eros, EROS.com. That's one I know about. All right, EROS. That's one that I know, and tend to have different places. Like I said, New York City, they've chosen to turn their eye the other way. Personally, if I were you and I were going to try this, I personally think you pay for quality. I personally would prefer, if you're going to try it, pray for somebody who is going to have verification. They're going to verify you. You're going to verify them. Ask your friends. Do they know any high-end providers or whatever that come with references? Guys, at the end of the day, I just think it's so silly, the stigma, especially in the Black community, that's attached to this. No other group does this. They don't do it like this. They don't sit around and, oh man, you weak for doing that, like the 25-year-old $32,000. No offense to you, sir, but we even when I was your age, I didn't think like you. Judging a man's manhood based upon how he decided to get laid. That's stupid. But these guys like that will still be the same guys that'll go out to the club with a $300 t-shirt on and $600 sneakers and a $700 belt, front and trying to buy the bar, all to try to get laid. Used to be a bouncer at a nightclub and see guys come in there trying to do the same thing. Young, bravado, broke, trying to pull the best ones out and wonder why the chick that they was sending shots to and everything else was leaving with the old bald dude. Because the old bald dude had paper. And you doing all this game and everything else and you lose. That pissed him off too. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get you up off my channel. Goodbye. You paid all that to get by. If you that was a dumbass comment. Let me show you why I blocked the dumbass comment. If you think me talking about it, you're leading weak men into a doghouse. Y'all, you could talk about this forever. I swear to God. I think it's gotten worse, in my personal opinion, the more fathers are out of our houses. I'm seeing more men make some of the most weak beta arguments. When other groups just like, it's not that big a deal. Y'all put some, and morally and this and that. Guys are like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Grab your balls and man up, man. Y'all are tripping. You're leading them into a doghouse and weak men are this or that. I'm going to say this, and I have no facts to back this up on. It is my opinion. This is my personal opinion about this. There are a lot of guys who want to extol the virtues of this so-called game because they have it and it gives them an advantage, and you don't have it and they want you to try to get what they have so the game can be, because they win that way. And it makes sense. It's like if you see mixed martial arts tournaments, there are guys who are boxers and there are guys who are grapplers. And when I fought mixed martial arts, I'm equally versed as striking and grappling. But guys who are good at striking or boxing, let's fight but no kicks. Why? Because they can't use their legs. They can't use their legs. If you can't lose your legs, it's kind of like, well, I don't want to do that. Or guys who you're like, if you have to put rules into it, well, you got to win this way or win that way. Use whatever tool you need to get the outcome you want. It comes down to the outcome. And if you honestly spend large portions of your life chasing short-term sex, fine. How much is enough? And are you getting the other things? If you can be in the top 10% of your profession while running game and chasing short-term sex and getting all that, fine. But if you are middling in life and you're overperforming over here, I think you have your priorities out of line. But every man has his choices. I will say high value men who are on their purpose, understand that things require discipline. You only have a certain amount of time to dedicate towards anything. So I could talk till I'm blue in the face. Some of you guys are going to believe what you believe. That's fine. Just understand, is your belief based upon acquired knowledge or is it based in opinion? If it's based in opinion, I understand. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. That was good. That was great. All right, man, I got to get up out of here. This was a good broadcast. I didn't want to do this on my regular day. I got something else to talk about tomorrow. We're going to talk about tomorrow. We're talk about the church. No, I know we're going to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, tune in for the last one before I go on vacation. You know how we do it. Till the next time. Peace. We're gone. Leading men to sin. You think me telling a man where to go get his needs met is going to make them
in this moment? Yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No,
this may be available on Patreon. I don't know if I'm going to leave this one up.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
As soon as you upload my content, there'll be no warning. You will catch that strike.
No need to say.
Ask for permission. If it's granted, it's granted. If it's not, it's not. Especially if I make it on Patreon, that means I don't want it on YouTube. My content. My way.
Susceptible before the moment flies. Good night. 'Cause I'll bite on my
leave this up. Please join Patreon. Join the family. That solves that problem right there.
It's not a problem, no. 'Cause I know what I'm